Yes, thank you, Luke. Well, we are just a stone's throw away from the Croydon Town Council building. Behind me is the Bernard Wetherell Centre, which has been set up as an emergency crisis centre for any friends and family who wish to know any information about what's going on. There is, of course, that emergency line, with the number of which is 0800 056 0154. But here is for people who live in Croydon who might be wanting to know information face-to-face with some of the trained professionals here. There are emergency services at the scene here. As you can see, there's a British Red Cross van behind me that will be giving advice and information to anyone who might be affected by this incident this morning. We have just had a press briefing by some people from Croydon Town Centre. They say that they are hoping that the line will be used instead of 101. Originally, people were urged to call 101, but now that has become a dedicated line instead. We have also heard this morning that 2 crisis centres were set up. This was one of them. There was also one set up at the St Mildred's Church just nearby. That was set up as sort of a triage centre for those with minor injuries. Of course, we have heard that dozens of people have been sent to hospital, varying hospitals in the South London area. That St Mildred's Church Centre has since been shut down since most people have been attending hospital instead. This centre will remain open for any friends and family who wish to attend and get any information, but once again I'll repeat that number: 0800 056 0154. Now, this is not an area where the MP or the Mayor will be attending today. It was thought that they might come and attend, but they have said that they do not want to get in the way of any work that's been going on here with any of the family or friends of anybody affected by this derailment this morning. Instead, I've just heard that the Mayor might be heading to the scene and will be giving a statement there, possibly with the local MP. Yes, thank you, Luke. Well, as you say, 31 people in total at this hospital out of the 51 people injured in this morning's crash. 31 people in this particular hospital. I understand they're currently being triaged and cared for. Some of them do have serious injuries. This is one of the closest hospitals to the crash itself. The further 20 people have been taken to St George's Hospital in Tooting, so another nearby urgent care centre. This is where the people with the most serious injuries will be dealt with straight away, and others who might have minor injuries will be assessed to see if they need to see any further treatment. Of course, it does put a bit of a strain on the hospital here, especially on its A&E units, who will be triaging these people as fast as possible. We'll also have the day-to-day of a hospital to deal with. They're saying anyone who's involved in this crash who has what they think might be minor injuries, that's things like cuts and scrapes, should go to their GP instead and make an appointment there if it's not an urgent care. You can just hear another ambulance passing us here outside Croydon University Hospital. Of course, we can confirm that a number of people are dead. That's by the British Transport Police. Say that this is the worst incident since 1959 involving a tram, mainly because of its loss of life. Currently, as I say, they are triaging these people inside, but there is also, for the friends and family of those affected inside, a crisis centre set up in the middle of Croydon. That's been set up in a centre near to Croydon Council, the Bernard Wetherell Centre, which has been set up to treat people who might have been wanting to know what's going on with their friends and family. That number, again, as Luke said, 0800 056 0154 if you're seeking any information about the crash earlier today. 51 people confirmed to have been taken to hospital after this crash this morning, this crash just outside the tram station in Croydon. We understand that 31 of those 51 people have been taken to the hospital behind me. That's Croydon University Hospital. They're currently undergoing various levels of treatment, ranging from triage to just basic care. Of course, it is putting a bit of a strain on what is usually quite a busy hospital anyway, and a busy A&E department, and that has meant that the load has been spread between this hospital and St George's Hospital in Tooting. 20 people have been sent there following the crash this morning. As I say, they are putting those patients through triage and deciding what treatment needs to be had, but we can confirm, as my colleague Luke Blackall said, that 5 people have been killed in this crash this morning. I have here a statement from Croydon Health Services, handed to me by one of the media officers just outside the University Hospital here, who said that, as we know, 31 people brought in by the London Ambulance Services to this hospital. They're currently triaging them, and they urge members of the public who've been injured in this crash this morning who might have minor ailments or routine ailments to go to walk-in centres or to their GP if possible. And they're also urging members of the general public not involved in this to go to GPs and walk-in centres as well in order to relieve the strain on this particular incident. Of course, we are seeing that there is a crisis centre being set up in the centre of Croydon as well. And the number for the casualty line is 0800 056 0154. That's for friends and family who might be concerned about anyone involved in the crash. And I'll hand you back to Luke Blackall, who has more information on this crash this morning.